Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is all about the Apex method. Here are all of the products that I'll be using today, but essentially you will need a dip powder, a pro base, an activator, and a top coat of some sort. Today I'm going to use gel, so you'll need a gel base coat and the gel top coat. I'm also going to need a file and a fluffy brush. I always start by mixing my dip powders up. Sometimes if a dip powder has been sitting in storage for a while, it can get chunky or clumpy. So always give it a good shake, and then I always open it as well and use an orange wood stick to mix everything around. It just makes sure that I get an even application. I did all of my nail prep off camera, but let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a full tutorial on nail prep. Start by applying a thin layer of pro base about 1/3 of the way up your nail. Next, I dip my nail into the dip powder jar. However, you could use a scoop and pour the dip powder over your nail instead if you prefer. Between each dip, make sure you get a fluffy brush like this one and dust off all of the excess. This will prevent your mani from getting chunky and clumpy. It's a real game changer. For the second layer of dip powder, apply a thin layer of pro base about 2/3 of the way up your nail. I like using the Apex method because it adds a natural curve to my nail and also adds a lot of strength to my nail. Again, after the second dip of dip powder, make sure and use a fluffy brush to wipe off the excess. After you've dusted off all the excess dip powder, you're going to apply another thin layer of pro base. This time you will get as close to your cuticle as possible. Make sure that you are also rotating your finger when applying pro base because this will ensure that you get an even layer of dip powder. I like to use about 3 to 4 layers of dip powder. I'm doing 4 on this one, so on the third layer, use an orange wood stick and clean up around your cuticles. Even when it looks like there isn't any dip powder to clean, still run it over, and that will make sure that everything is clean and sharp whenever it comes to filing. On the fourth layer of dip powder, I like to take a cuticle pusher and slightly push back my cuticles. I find that doing this helps create a very clean cuticle and prevents any of the pro base from sticking to my skin. Finally, for the fourth layer of dip powder, you will apply another thin layer of pro base as close to your cuticles as possible. And don't forget to rotate your nail so that you get pro base all over and ensure even coverage of dip powder. Dip into the dip powder one more time or pour depending on your preference. And finally, you will clean up around your cuticles one more time with the orange wood stick. Using the orange wood stick is my favorite way to ensure that I get clean cuticles every time, and I have a full tutorial on it already on my page that I will link here in this video. Finally, using a fluffy brush, make sure and dust off all the excess dip powder from your nail and from your finger. This will help prevent staining. Next, apply a generous amount of activator to your whole nail. Find that your dip powder cracks or breaks, it's because you're not applying enough activator, so make sure that you're being generous with it. Next, I'm using my 100-180 grit hand file to shape my nails. I like to use the 100 grit side of the nail file, which is the rougher side of the nail file whenever it comes to shaping my nails. I believe that the 100 grit provides a sharper and cleaner shape compared to the 180 grit. Once you're done shaping, it's always smart to compare the nails to each other. So this is the nail on my right hand and my left hand, and I'm just making sure that they're the same length and the same shape. After I'm done shaping my nails, I use the Melody Susie Scarlet e-file. Filing can totally be done by hand. I used to do it when I first started doing my nails. However, using an e-file will take a lot less time and it creates a lot smoother results. After filing, it's time to buff. These are my all-time favorite buffing blocks. They are so good. I'll make sure and link them down below because everybody should use these. After buffing, it's time to apply the top coat. If you're using a regular dip powder top coat, activate a second time, rinse with water, and then apply your top coat. However, since I'm using a gel top coat today, omit the second layer of activator. This will cause your gel to peel right off your nail. Also, always apply a gel base coat. This will also help prevent any peeling of the top coat. Cure the base coat and then apply your gel top coat. I like to get as close to the cuticle as possible by slowly pushing the brush up towards my cuticle, and that's how I make sure that I get full coverage with my gel top coat. Before you cure your top coat, don't forget to cap your edges. Capping your edges is super important in making sure that your gel doesn't peel right off your nail. When you're done, make sure and clean off any sticky layer with isopropyl alcohol and finish with cuticle oil. And that's how you do the Apex method. I hope this was helpful and that y'all like and subscribe for more. I'll see y'all later. Bye guys.